Hello everyone, I am Nicole Ishimye and today I'm going to do a book review. So honestly, reading is my hobby, but what motivates is the inspiration that I get from reading. So I have read many different books, but the most influential book was Think Big by Carson, which is the one I'm going to be reviewing today. And to tell you more about this book, it was written in 1997 and that's when it was first published. And the book has 256 pages. It is divided into two parts. So by beginning with an insight from the book, so in this book, after telling his story, the story of his life and how he came from being a very, very low performing student in elementary school and to become the world's most renowned neurosurgeon, Dr. Benjamin Solomon Carson, also known as Ben Carson, is now going to be telling us and giving us an inspirational look about the philosophy of life that helped him reach where he is today, the philosophy that helped him meet life's obstacles and leap over them. So, as I told you earlier, it is divided into two parts, and the first part is called Giving Their Best and Thinking Big. So in the first part, what he focuses on is about talking about his life and his past. He also shares with the readers about his mentors and how they helped him reach where he is today. So that's it, like in the first two chapters, and then in the next chapters, he talks about the challenges that he had to overcome in his career. And the main challenge was being black, because at his time, being a black meant working twice harder than the rest of his white colleagues, because it was in a racial world, and he did not be underrated by that. Instead, he worked harder and did different things, but the most thing that helped him go from being black to being a neurosurgeon, because that's what now he's most known of, it is that he had to acquire much knowledge. And the reason why he had to acquire much knowledge is simple as this, because no matter who you are or where you come from, as long as you know something, as long as you have knowledge, there is no limit to what you can achieve and there is no limit where you can go in life. So having that knowledge and that insight is the first thing that helped him go over being a black to being a neurosurgeon. So that's the main things that he focuses on in the first part of the book. And the second part of the book, which is called that you can think big and give your best. So in this second part of the book, what he talks about more, it shows that it's the core of his writing, because now it is that he makes sure that you get the lessons from the book. It is where he learns from, he provides the most important lessons in the book, and it is how he shows what you should do and the most thing that, or the most message you should probably be getting from the book. So the main focus in the second part of Think Big by Ben Carson is like an acronym of Think Big. So this acronym is a very big and important acronym that helped me and everyone else, and it can also help you if you want. So I would like to share with you the most important parts of the acronym. So in Think Big, T is for talent, and talent is a gift that God has given everyone, and if you use it well and develop it, there is no limit to what you can achieve in life. So the H is for honest, and basically honest means doing things the right way, not because you're being watched or because you know that there is someone who is going to come and check you, but because it is part of your consciousness, because you know that you believe that it is the right that should be done. So the I is for insight, and this basically comes from the people who are already where you want to go. So learn from their mistakes, learn from their triumphs, and let it give you a lesson and let it make you make a decision, and start by considering what they went through. Make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes that they did repeat. And the N is for nice. Nice basically is focusing on how we have to be nice to people, not because we're waiting for something in return, but because we feel like it is the right thing to do. And if you are nice, you're not only being nice to the people, but you're also being nice to yourself, because when you're nice to other people, you're also learning as well to put other people's needs first before yours, which is something that the world needs in this fast spreading economic world. The K is for knowledge, which I was talking about earlier. Knowledge is the one that is going to transform you from an underrated person to the most important person, to the most valuable person. So you need to have that knowledge in your mind, you need to have that knowledge in your head so as to reach where you want to go. So that's like the first part of the acronym of think, and now the second part of the acronym is about big, and in big, B is for books. So books are now the mechanism of acquiring the knowledge we were talking about earlier. And sometimes some people say, I don't need to read, why would I read? There are DVDs, I can watch videos. But then saying that you're going to learn by watching videos and DVDs is like planning to lose weight by just watching someone else exercise. So the best thing you can do is to read, because when you read, you're putting your brain to work, and it is going to help you, it is going to expand your brain just like any muscle expand when it is put to work. So the second I is for in-depth learning. So this is the learning for the sake of knowledge, for the sake of understanding. So it is an opposite of the learning that we all know about, superficial learning, if I may call it, or if I may use the word. And in superficial learning, it's like you cram and cram and cram and cram, but then in the end, there is nothing in your head. But with in-depth knowledge, it is part of you, which makes a very big difference. So lastly but not the least is the G. The G is for God, and many people in our society are trying to remove God from their lives or from our lives, but then what is there to replace with God? So you can replace God with man, but that wouldn't work, because we all know how man is imperfect, and yet we also know how God is powerful and very perfect. So if we apply these godly principles like helping your neighbor and developing a God-given talent in you, it's not going to just end from there. You're going to be successful, and you're going to contribute to a successful nation. So talking about my likes about the book, there are very many different things that I loved about the book, but mainly I would like to highlight the two of them. So this is because this book that I read 3 years ago, it changed my life, and the most thing that I got to like about it is that it calls for action. It's not a book that you're going to read and flip over the pages and then it ends from there. No, it calls for action, and it makes you make a decision. And after reading the book, you surely won't be the same, because I was never the same after reading the book. So the second thing that I liked about the book, which is the biggest reason why I would recommend it to everyone who is listening to this or watching this, is because this book emphasizes on how anyone can do anything, and only you can do it better. No matter how you are, no matter where you come from, you've got to decide, and there is still a chance that you can achieve different things in your life. I hope that you will take your time in going through this book, because I am 100% sure that you will never regret picking up Think Big by Ben Carson. Thank you.